Hi, welcome to the Antique Marketplace of Lemoyne. We've been doing live, not treasure hunts, but just sales events since the whole coronavirus shutdown has happened. But we have had some technical difficulties, and so I am doing a few that are going to be pre-recorded, and so we will place them maybe between some of the videos that we are going to be doing live. Now, if we have technical difficulties again with the lives, we will start doing some pre-recorded ones as well. So we're just trying to make it that we can get all the vendors acknowledged by the end of the day, all the different booths that haven't been so far, and then also to be able to give a quality video. A lot of people are doing online live events through Facebook, and it's starting to get a little bit tougher to get a quality video, it seems, at least on our end. We do have plenty of internet boosting, but for some reason we're just having some issues with that. So we right now are in vendor booth 238. So what we're doing is we're going through the store and we're checking out the different vendors' booths, seeing what they have to offer. We're bringing an opportunity for you to be able to purchase online. What we will do is you can comment and let us know what items you want, and then what we'll do is hold that item for you, and when we reopen you can pay for it and pick it up. You'll I think 2 weeks to do that after we open, or whatever we arrange. We'll work with you. So right now we're with vendor 238. I'm going to show you some neat things that this vendor has. They do have, our vendors have a lot of variety of merchandise, and there's some really cool things. I actually really like this lamp that this vendor has. It's got some weight to it. And I'm sorry, the cover on this came off, but I can put it back on. This is $89. I like that shade on there, and I think it would look really neat on a desk or something. So if you're interested in that, then what you would do is just mention vendor 238 and that you like the lamp. So let me get this piece that came off of here. Okay, there's also a lot of these mugs here, so I'm just going to grab one here. This one I like, I think, the best. This here is $29, and it's a cast aluminum tumbler. It's vendor 238, and it's $39. So I'll let you take a closer look at that. That's really nice. Be like a nice big beer mug, or you could use it for decorative purposes. And we had done some other lives, and they are posted on Facebook. So if you want to check them out, you're more than welcome to do that. And at the end of the day, we will do again today a drawing for $25 gift certificate for anyone who comments. So even on our videos like this that are not live, still comment, and we will make sure that we get your name in those drawings. So let's find something that's a little different here. If there's something you see in the background, you can always comment, and we can get back to you on that, whether it's on another video and let you know what video that'll be, or whether it's just sending pictures to you or just commenting in our comments area. So here are some bookends. Someone took a sword and made bookends with that, and I like the details on the wood, how they made that decorative, and even where the sword goes in. This set here is $45, so it's vendor 238, and it's these sword bookends. Pretty neat, something unique and different. I like that. So, and I'll show you, this is really funky. Okay, so we'll show you another item yet before we move on. This here again is vendor 238. This is $20. It's a Polynesian and a mug. So look at this. Look at his face. He's got a funky face, and it's just wood. This is a carved wood mug, and I think it's pretty neat and not that expensive for 20 bucks. It's a pretty good price for that kind of craftsmanship. They actually have another mug here as well that is a little bit darker wood, but again, that's $20. So if you're interested in that, make sure to mention the vendor booth and that you're interested in the wood mugs for that one. So I'm going to turn you here, and we're going to look at this vendor. This is vendor 120, and they have a lot of architectural salvage items, which are really hot right now. So you can easily take some kind of like corbel like this, and this here is $75, and it's for the pair. And you can just put this on a shelf and decorate with it, or you can actually, put it up in your home, like you could put it on the corners of a doorway or something like that. Maybe even on an island. Some people will put it that it's on an island, so you'd have your tabletop on top. Really nice. So there's some really neat things you can do with that. And what's really nice about that is it truly is something that, it's not just something fake that was made. This really is something that, did exist in a building, and it was salvaged and not thrown out. So here's a pair here again. This is $75. And look at this pair. Here's a tan colored one. Now you could paint these if you didn't like it. He does have them strapped together, but you can have a lot of fun with that, okay? And let's see, I'll grab this little guy here real quick. He's only $18. I think that would just look good sitting on a shelf somewhere to help just to add to your decor or something, right? So if you're interested in any of these, you can let us know and we can work with you. I'm just going to just do a spin real quick on this booth so you can see some of the other industrial salvage items that they have to offer. And this is architecturally speaking, this is who this vendor is. So they have a lot of neat things. If there's something you see here that you might be interested in, you just give a shout out and we'll try and work with you with that. Right now, though, things are a little bit slowing down, you know, in the store because we're not here all the time. So bear with us as we work with this whole, you know, situation with the coronavirus and how it's affecting business. So, okay, now we've moved on to vendor 488. This vendor has 15% off. I know a lot of you are looking for different items, and just speak up if there's something particular that you want as we're going into booths. These here are really cool, so I'm going to show you these right away. They're more retro. It's vendor 488. It's $18, and the lid is taped on. Okay, so I'm going to let you see this up close. Okay. And then here's a red one like that, and this is also $18. But remember, 15% off vendor 488. Okay, we'll get to some other neat things in this booth. They do have a lot of really cool things here. So I want to give you a little variety. And I'm just kind of looking around. I want to do justice for everybody. This is kind of different. And this is springy. A lot of people last time were asking for spring things. This is like a little cabbage mug. It's $18. It says Majolica cabbage. Okay, there is something stamped. I'm not sure what that is because it's very faint, but this is really, really cool. It's $18, vendor $488 at 15% off. Okay, I'm not sure where this was at now. Oh, it was up here. Okay, I'll get something a little bit. Oh, here's some planters. I know a lot of people are interested in those kind of, you know, getting some planters here now with the season kicking in. $15 for this particular planter. Okay, it is stamped on the bottom with just a number. Okay, that's a cute planter. I like how it kind of has a wave to it. And I'll give you this other planter here. This one is $18, and it's just a pink vintage. It says pink vintage planter. Now, on the bottom, there's a different price, but obviously we'll go with the cheaper price, which is $18. And it kind of has some legs on it. So that's a pretty neat planter. If you're interested in that, just give a holler and we will make sure to hold that for you. We'll put that aside. So this, again, is vendor 488. We'll scan through the booth. Mike was being so wonderful last week of doing this, and he will be joining me later today as we do lives and help me do those. So our vendors have so many great things. So we're going to move on to the next vendor. Hopefully this light won't give too much of a glare of this window. I'll kind of prop it this way. We are now moving on to vendor 395, and vendor 395 is running 30% off. Here I found something for Easter. We've got like a trinket box, and it has a bunny rabbit on it. This box is only $8. 30% off, vendor 395. That's a really good price. So if you're interested in that, there you go. We'll put that up. Here is a nice Easter basket if you're looking for some baskets yet. And this is only $10. It's just a glass basket. It looks like it has kind of that Princess House pattern. So it might be a Princess House piece, but I'm not sure. It might be something else as well. So if you're interested in that, they do have some plastic eggs and stuff in there to help you think of Easter. Okay, let me see what we have over here that maybe you're not seeing. I want to show a variety of things. This is really neat. It's always nice to have some old advertising. Here's Coca-Cola advertising. This here is $10, and again, it's 30% off. So that's really nice. It's in a frame and everything for you, so it helps preserve that. Okay, so you can get a better look. Let me see. Something that would be easy for me to pick up and show you. Okay. Well, I don't think I've have done a bell yet. This bell is only $5. Here's a little blue bell. I don't think we've done anything like that. It's only $5 with this vendor, and they've got 30% off. So there you go. Okay, I'm going to turn us around. The vendor right across here has a lot of instruments. Okay, let me kind of just bring this down. You'll be able to see some of these instruments. And they sell a lot of these. They actually do very, very well with them. So I'm going to show you a couple things that this vendor has, and we'll see what you like. Okay, so here we've got, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's some kind of drum thing. It is $50. This vendor $4.74. Okay, there you go. So if you are instrumental or want something to play with or decorate or just drive someone crazy, there you go. $50 for that. And then here we've got a smaller one. So if you're kind of wanting to do that again, this here is $40 and it's a bongo is what it says on the tag. And again, that is vendor $4.74. And since we only showed like a glass bell, here is some bells, and it looks like they are brass, I would think. I'm not sure. $40, vendor $4.74. Aren't they cute? Cute set. So if you're interested in some instrumental things, this vendor does have a lot of that, and we can even, if there's something specific you're looking for, we could try to help you find that. There is some in the very back, and I've got a tripod, so it's hard for me to move it, but without hitting things. But they do have a lot of music books and stuff. And here you go. There's like some bells for you, or I don't know what that's called, a xylophone. I'm not sure even that's what it is. I don't know my music. So, okay, we're going to move over to the very next vendor, vendor 202. This vendor has 10% off their items. And I'm trying not to get a glare, but let you see things. Okay, so let me see. There's a lot of different dishes and stuff that she has. I'm trying to find something that will be easy to pick up and show you. Here is a beater set, and it's $8. And so this vendor is running their 10% off sale, vendor 202. Okay. Here is a really pretty plate. It's a tulip plate, which would be really nice for this season. And it's only $4.75, and then they've got 10% off. So maybe you can see it better with the light. If not, I'll try and bring it in. It's not quite glaring. The sun's just coming in at this spot, and it's hard for me to get a good view. So, okay, let's go back here. Here I have a teapot or a coffee pot, and this is $8. And I'll let you take a better, closer look. Here's some children on this coffee pot, I would say, or two ladies. Okay, and there is a stamp on the bottom, so let me see. Okay, I'm not sure what that says, but maybe you can see that. Okay, if you're interested in that, let us know. We will make sure to put that aside for you. So, okay, this vendor does have a lot of other things in way of jewelry and, like that. So I'll let you take a look at some of the things here. If there's something that you see that you're really interested in, I'll try to answer any questions that you might have if you just comment. So, and then I'm going to show you some of the jewelry. So let me back up here real quick. And they have as you can see, they have a jewelry display. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to the next booth, which is vendor 352, 15% off. I think our glare is not going to be so bad from the sun with this one. Mike is actually joining me. He's in the background now. Here we got a pair, lady and a man, and they're $9 for the set. I don't see anything stamped. So if you're looking for something like that, just make sure you mention the vendor. And the vendor is running 15% off, and is vendor 352. Okay, and I know a lot of people like to they've got dogs, so here you go. This here is $65, and that was 10% off? 15% off. I can't remember these. 15% off, and it is vendor 352, and I'll let you take a closer look at him a little bit. Here you can see how he looks. He's heavy, like a cast iron. All right. So let me see what else we have here. This is just something funky. I don't know what it is. This is $45. Look at this. It just kind of, this sits on top and just does its thing. So that's pretty funky. I like that. Vendor $352, 15% off of $45. And I'll let you get a closer look. There's a bird on top. There you go. That's pretty neat. Just kind of balances there. So, and I'll pick out one more item here. What do you see, Mike? What do you think people are going to want to see? I want to showcase what people are looking for.
Oh, I don't know. There's a fish.
That fish is pretty funky, and we haven't shown anything like that. Here we go. We got a fish, a glass fish, and it's $26. I wonder if it's Murano, but I don't see anything saying that. It could be a Murano glass. $26 at 15% off, vendor $352. Look at that. Really pretty. Okay, we're going to move on to the next booth. So let's go over here quick. Okay, we are with vendor 474. This vendor does have a lot of jars that are just full of just costume jewelry, and you can get all different sizes. So this one right here is only $20, but then if you go in this one that is in a much prettier, larger jar, now you're looking at $70. So they all vary in price. If you're interested in these, just comment. We can give you prices on the different jars. But there are a lot of people that really like those jars. So, okay, let's come in here. We'll let everyone take a peek. We're going to just kind of scan through the booth, and then I'll just pick up a few items here and there. Here's some milk glass. We haven't sold that yet. It's on sale for $15, vendor $474. And it does look like it is going to be a Fenton. There is the stamp embedded in the glass. So we have a Fenton milk glass, I guess candy dish. Okay, let's look around here some more. You can show more what the booth has to offer. This is something different. Look at this ram. Okay, he's $25. He is brass, and he's affixed to just a wooden base. Isn't he different looking? Something different. Okay, and I'll pick out one more item, and then we'll move on to the next one. I'll let Mike go ahead and showcase what's all in this booth as I walk around here quick. So, okay, I found a piggy bank, and it's a bowl. It's a cast iron copper bank, and it's $75. There you go. I've never seen a bull one. So this is vendor $474. Okay, so Michael finished just going through that real quick, and then we'll come over to, Mike, we're going to come over to this booth here. Okay, there's a lot of people. We're still in a booth that belongs to vendor 474. So, we're still using that same number even though it's a different booth. This is $20 for this wooden duck. I know a lot of people like to collect the ducks. So, there you go. Look at that duck. All right, and here I found a scale. $35 for this scale. I like how it has like a bubbled lens to it. It is plastic, the lens on it though. But look at that. He's kind of neat looking. That's $35. Vendor $474. Okay. And here's a pretty box, a jewelry box or trinket box. It's marble. It's $55. This is vendor $474 again. $55 for the marble jewelry box. Okay, let's go on to this next booth next door. Mike's going to move us around here. Okay, this is vendor $434. So we just went from $474 to $434. Here you go. If you want a Leaning Tower of Pisa, they've got one here, $65. A Leaning Tower of Pisa. That's something you don't see all the time. Here is a clock, and it's a Seth Thomas. It is $40 for this clock. There you go. If you're interested in that, vendor 434. Hang this back up again. Okay. Here, this vendor has a guitar. I know we've shown some in previous videos. This guitar is $60. It says Abilene in the inside. Can you see that? Okay, so we'll let you see the rest here. I don't know if that's very important to see up at the top. I would think so. So if you're interested in that, let us know. Okay, and Mike's going to showcase some of the stuff in here. I'll work on scooting out and go on to the next booth. Mike, I think that this side is also 434. So let's just let them see a quick view of 434. Like there's, some things back in there. Let's go ahead and show them that. Okay, and then we'll be moving on to another booth that is vendor 474. They have multiple booths here with us. Okay, here is a nice dresser set that 474 has. I believe it is Bakelite, and it's only $35. So you would get the tray, the mirror, and then also the little box. And it seems like Bakelite to me. So there's a lot of people that like to collect that Bakelite, and it's only $35. She also has some cute bags. If you're looking for a handbag, this one here is $35. It's beaded, very nice, and there's a much larger selection too. So if you're looking for something like that, we do have a lot of beaded purses. We have quite a few vendors that have them. Here we've got some marbles, and some of you are into marbles. It's only $20 for this jar of marbles, and maybe you want to look a little closer and see what's in there. Okay. So Mike can show you around the booth a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next one. Let's see how much time we got. Okay, we're at 22 minutes. Okay. Okay, so we're moving on to vendor 249. They're running 25% off. I think this right here is really cool, Mike. Show them this. These are really cool. Back in the day, it's, you would look through this. This is $82.99, but then remember, it's 25% off. So you look through this, and this slides back and forth and can make it so that they can see it closer or not, and they would put an image in there. So it's pretty neat. And he does sell these individually. There's a whole box here. This is 3 for $3. So if you're looking for some of the things to put in the viewfinder, we've got a whole bunch of images here as well. So, and what is this thing? It's a big giant. It's a steam engine. It's a toy from 1940s. It's $64 at 25% off. Look at this guy. He's pretty funky. Pretty neat. Okay, let me see what else we've got here. You've got your classic Tonka dump truck. Here you go. $14.99 at 25% off. Well, here it says 18. We'll go with the lower price, the $14.99, but then they're still giving a discount. So if you wanted a classic dump truck, it's made of metal. Nice. Okay. Just make sure you mention vendor 249, and that discount is running right now. So I'm going to move on to the next booth as Mike shows you more of what this vendor has to offer, and you can get a sneak peek here. Okay. Let me see what we're doing with time. What's our time on that, Mike? No, it tells us on there. Okay, we're at 24 minutes. Okay, we got about 5 more minutes to go on this one. Here we are. Let me get over here. We're at vendor 261, and I found a cat. I like cats because I have 2 cats at home. $14.99 for this. And it is a Murano glass. There's a lot of people collect those. Vendor 261, Murano glass cat. It's beautiful. There you go. If you like that, just make sure you mention vendor 261. While we're here, there's these funky candle holders. Look at these. And Mazatlan. I'm not sure. But it is, there's two of them for $4.99. But they're neat looking. It's like a little pedal base. Okay, and this, I don't know if this is a Murano glass as well. I don't see a stamp on it. This is only $9.99, but we've got a sailboat since we were talking about that. And I think for the spring season, I'm going to show you this over here. Here's a birdhouse. Some people like to decorate with these, so it just kind of caught my eye since we're in that season. $34.99, vendor $261, and I can see someone getting excited about that. Okay, why don't you show them this booth, the rest of this booth, and we'll see if we have enough time to move on to another one. If not, we'll get that in the next video that we do. So, okay. We'll move on to vendor 328, running 25% off. Here we've got a mid-century canister set right below the sign. I'll let Mike get a picture of that, and we'll get a price for you. This canister set is $31 at 25% off. So it's a cute little set. There's a larger one on the bottom, smaller one on top. It's got your tea, coffee, sugar, and flour. Okay? So here's some funky bookends. Look at these guys. It's a pair of Monk Onyx, and it's $44 for the bookends. But remember, we're running 25% off, and this vendor $328. I'll show you the other one too. These guys are pretty funky looking. So since so many collect the bookends, this might be. There you are. Okay. Mike will start showing you some of the booth, and then I'll pick a few things out. This is the last booth we'll do for this particular video. Here we've got some old advertising tin. This is only $8. Famous chocolate wafers, only $8, and then it's 25% off. You see I'm showing it all for them. I know a lot of people like just your simple wooden bowl. They've got a wooden bowl for only $18. Okay, this one does have something on the back. It's M&M. It's stamped on the bottom. There you go. And remember, this is on sale, 25% off. So thank you for joining me on this video. We will be doing lives and videos throughout the day. So we have had some technical difficulties. I think this will help us. If we continue, then we'll just have to pre-record a lot of them. Still comment on this video, and then we will see you again in just a few minutes. We're just going to do everything back to back. So thank you for joining us.